Now, men, you are the first Negro tankers to ever fight in the American Army. I would never have asked for you if you weren't good. I have nothing but the best in my army. Everyone has their eyes on you and is expecting great things from you. Don't let them down. And damn you, don't let me down!
Hello, my name is Luis Aldierna, and today we're going to be learning about the baddest man in the 761st, Sergeant Warren G. H. Crecy. As we learned in the unit before, the U.S. military was segregated until 1948. Black enlistees were sent to segregated units mostly in support roles. However, there were a few units of African American soldiers who saw significant roles on the battlefield, and that included the 761st Tank Battalion. On November 7, 1944, the 761st was assigned to General George S. Patton's Third Army in France. 3 days later, Tank Commander Sergeant Warren Crecy came to the aid of his men. He fought through multiple enemy positions until his tank was destroyed. He eliminated enemy positions that knocked out his tank by commandeering another vehicle with only a .30 caliber machine gun. He then killed the German forward observers who were directing artillery on U.S. positions. Sergeant Crecy wasn't done yet. He lost his new tank in heavy mud and was under attack. Dozens of German infantry began to approach his position. Crecy then grabbed the tank's .50 caliber machine gun and stopped the advancing enemy, and he forced them to withdraw. The following are a few words from men who served with him.
Sergeant Warren Crecy's resolve to destroy the enemy earns him the reputation as the baddest man in the 761st.
And he would stick his head out of the turret of the tank, which is something most of us didn't do in combat. He would stick his head out of the turret of the tank and use a .50 caliber machine gun. He wasn't scared about anything. And his word was he wanted to kill as many Germans as he could. Just let me know where they're at and I'm get them. And that's the way he felt. He was fearless. Crecy took on 3 German tanks all by himself. He just took them all. Moving and shooting, you know.
On May of 1945, after several months in battle, the 761st arrived and liberated Gunskirchen concentration camp. The following are words from 17-year-old Sonia Weitz, who described the soldier who saved her in this poem.
And this particular black soldier that I remember was standing there totally devastated. The horror on his face is something that even in my state I cannot ever forget. And I was, unable to really distinguish between nightmare and reality. I weighed about 60 pounds and I was really more dead than alive. I have one memory of that soldier, and I will conclude my presentation with this poem, which I call The Black Messiah. A black GI stood by the door. I never saw a black before. He'll set me free before I die. I thought he must be the Messiah. A black Messiah came for me. He stared with eyes that didn't see. He never heard a single word which hung absurd upon my tongue. And then he simply froze in place. The shock, the horror on his face. He didn't weep, he didn't cry, but deep within his gentle eyes, a flood of devastating pain, his innocence forever slain. For me, with yet another dawn, I found my black Messiah gone. And on we went our separate ways for many years, without a trace. But there's a special bond we share, which has grown strong because we dare to live, to hope, to smile, and yet we vow not ever to forget.
After the war, Sergeant Crecy and the 761st returned from Europe to face another battle. The United States was still a segregated nation. Today, we learned a lot about Sergeant Crecy, the 761st Tank Battalion, and introduced the beginning of the Civil Rights Movement with African American soldiers returning to a segregated United States. Thank you for watching. Please complete your next assignments on the module.